I'm in France and I'm so excited to be here. I have come out for a solo date. I have today, the Saturday, to go to Monet's garden, and I'm so excited. I haven't come all the way to France just for Monet's garden, although that is very much a good enough reason to. I have spent the last week in the south of France with a friend. She came out from Australia for an awards that she was in London, which is incredible. I'm so proud of her. And because she was out in London already, she tacked on an extra week for a holiday and we went to the south of France together, which was beautiful. I'll insert some clips here of all the beautiful villages we saw, and just everything was picture perfect. And it was so nice ultimately to just spend time together. But then because I was in France, I figured I may as well go to Monet's garden, because I have wanted to go to Monet's garden for a really long time, but I just have not prioritized it. So yesterday I traveled from Nice to Paris on a very smooth, very nice train. That was 6 hours. And then in Paris, I transferred to a different station and then got the train out to Vernon, which is where I stayed last night. So that was incredible that I could just traverse the entirety of France. And as soon as I arrived in the Airbnb, I saw that they have this little brochure for it as well, which got me extra excited. So that is what I'm going to do today. I love spending time in spaces and places that just feel so, energetic and vibrant and inspiring. And this is somewhat similar to when I went to Cambridge to see Kettle's Yard House. And so I feel like that resonated with some people, and maybe this will as well. And I'm also really proud of myself for doing this, that I didn't let the fact that I was alone stop me from going to do something I wanted to do. I am going to go rent a bicycle to get there because it feels very in line with the times I imagine Monet or the people at the time would have cycled around this area on their bikes. So it feels very right. And I'm going to cycle over to Giverny, where the gardens are, and spend the day out there. I'm just reading this brochure now that it's here in front of me. So fun fact, this home was Monet's home for exactly half of his life, from 1883 to 1926 when he passed. And of course, it has the gardens with the water lilies in it. If you are doing a trip and you're coming via Paris and you haven't been to l'Orangerie, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, I'll put it here so you know which one I'm talking about. That is a definite must on your way through, because that is where some of his best water lily paintings are, and just the size and scale is phenomenal. So I would definitely recommend seeing that before or after you come to his gardens and his home. Let's go get the bikes and cycle around this area of Normandy, see Vernon, see Giverny, and just have a lovely, inspiring day. She's got a bike, she's got a very cool helmet. There's nothing cooler than safety on a bike. And now we're gonna cycle over. That was really easy. I just picked it up from outside the station. There's a place to hire bikes, and it's 15 euros for the day, and that includes the helmet. And now I have the freedom of a bike. There was an option for an electric bike and I chose
old school pedal. And you know what, it's so flat it's actually fine, but I'm just so used to Lime bikes and the power of an electric bike propelling you forward. But that's okay, this is cool, this is slow, this is how it would have been back in the day for Monet. Oh man, as soon as I got on that bike just then, I felt so much more myself. Yesterday I was very much in my head because I was leaving my friend and I was getting on these trains to go to this random part of France where I don't speak the language, and my internet was being a bit dodgy, and like the SIM card was and wasn't working, and I just felt very alone in that moment. And it felt even more stark because I was leaving my friend behind, who is a person I know really well, and she was heading back home to her family, and I don't know, I just felt very alone in that moment, which is nothing to do with her or me or anything. It's just noticing that I felt this sense of aloneness. So I had this fear of being alone, and I realized that what that was pulling me from, what it was distracting me from, was the incredible privilege and gift that being alone is. Wow, this sounds really obvious now that I'm saying it out loud, but it took me a while to click that it is such a gift and such a privilege that I'm here moving through the world, navigating spaces and places and countries where I don't speak the language. And then also to be alone is a gift in itself, that I am moving at my own pace and my own time frame, and that I have this sense of self to make these plans for myself and be on my own and be okay with that. I've always felt like I've had a sense of independence, but I've been in a relationship for 9 years, and for the first time I am truly alone. I know though I'm never actually alone. I've got a huge, incredible community of friends and family. So whilst I'm not truly alone, I am choosing to be alone right now. I'm choosing to come here and do this for myself because this is a thing I want to see and I want to make time for. And so yeah, I guess I was just toing and throwing with this dichotomy of being alone and choosing to be alone, and the sense of empowerment and freedom and the gift and joy that choosing to be alone is, along with this negative emotion that was tugging at me where there's a fear of being alone as well. But I'm just gonna notice that fear, and I'm gonna thank it and that I appreciate it. But right now in this phase of my life, I really want to embrace doing things on my own and not let that fear of being alone stop me from doing those things. Okay, this was a big ramble. I'm going to stop now before I just keep on rambling. What I will say is being on the bike made me feel very much back into my own body. And so I wanted to stop by on this beautiful bike path and walking path to share that. And I'm just looking at cows and people doing their day. And this is incredible. I've just arrived and I'm already deeply excited. Already this town is so gorgeous, and there's all these people here to see the space. Feels so nice. Mesmerized by this garden. It's incredible. I don't want to leave. I'm just going to sit here until they kick us out. beautiful gardens I have ever been to. I can kind of get why he was so obsessed with painting them. It is so magical to sit in these gardens, and it's not even full spring or summer. We're going into winter, y'all, and these are how beautiful the gardens are just before winter. I wonder what bike company everyone's using. So good. And now let's talk about Monet's garden. It was amazing. It was incredible. I am so glad I came here and I went and saw it, but I also was like, oh, I'm really going out of my way to see some gardens. Like, these have got to be some pretty good gardens. And you know what? They were. I don't know how. They should be studying the landscape architecture of that garden and dissecting it and telling me exactly how to replicate it, because that is one beautiful garden. I can see how it would have inspired many a famous painting. Not that I necessarily learned much today from the visit. There wasn't a whole lot of information to kind of learn more about him, but I'm a fan and have always appreciated his work, and it was really, really, really cool to see. I would say the gardens were my favourite part. Seeing the town as well was beautiful. The house, like Monet's house, was like kind of cool, but also a bit like nothing really going on, a bit museum-y in the most traditional sense. I would say the one thing I took away from the house though was the use and the impact of colour in each room, like a commitment to a colour. The blue room, and then the yellow dining room, and then the pink exterior. I was impressed, and I don't know, it made me think for the first time, should I paint all the rooms in my house one day their own different colours? I don't know what I will do with that, but it definitely felt impactful in Monet's house. And then the garden itself was beautiful. So yeah, I loved sitting there, watching people, watching cuties pull out their sketchbooks and draw the gardens. I thought that was particularly nice. Seeing it in autumn was its own type of beauty. Autumn is definitely hitting different this year, and seeing all of the leaves changing colours in the garden just gave it so much depth. Like, you could really start to, or at least I could really notice the quantity of trees and tree species. It just felt very layered. Like, there was a lot going on. I enjoyed being in the space. I enjoyed how inspired it made me feel. I loved seeing everyone else enjoying the garden as well. And then also the town of Giverny was really beautiful too. I think I spent about 2 hours at Monet's garden and house, and then probably another half hour either side wandering around the village. There is something different hitting about this particular experience that I'm having this weekend. I don't know why it's hitting different. I guess I am just like more alone now, and I don't have someone that I'm going home to after this weekend, and that's okay, obviously, but it is just, I think, hitting a little bit differently. I don't know why I'm deeping it. I'm just like really in my feels and my thoughts at the moment, obviously, and enjoying trying to like unpack and notice what's going on, but doesn't mean I need to share it all on the internet. What I can share is this book I am reading. I am obsessed with it. I've read a few books recently, and none have been like hitting,
You know when you find a book and you're just like, oh, I'm so looking forward to reading this? This book is that. And funnily enough, it has alone in the title. So it's quite a coincidence. Wow, maybe that's also why I'm just like really on the theme of alone. So it's called Alone with You in the Ether. And it is a love story, as it says on the cover, and it delivers. This book is incredible. I am loving it. I am currently maybe like 10% left, and I'm going to read a little bit of it tonight, but I'm also going to save most of it for the train tomorrow, because there is something very beautiful and relaxing about reading a book on a train. Just like speaks to me. So that is what I'm recommending to read. So a book about being alone with someone for a bit of a alone vlog. Okay, I'm going to stop saying the word alone, and I am going to cozy on in for the evening. I have this giant TV right in front of my bed, and living in a share house where you have housemates and we don't actually have a TV right now, that is a luxury. I'm going to blast that TV and watch a movie, and it is going to be the perfect Saturday night. Let's go get some dinner and then do a little movie night. It's going to be so good.